비트코인이 52,000달러 선에서 등락을 지속하면서 시장에 다양한 의견들이 나오고 있습니다. 상장 지수펀드 ETF발 매수세가 지속되고 있고 특히 비트코인 고래들의 비트코인 축적 흐름을 과거와 비교했을 때 여전히 고점에 도달하지 못하고 있다는 의견이 나옵니다. 20일 코인마켓캡에 따르면 비트코인은 오후 2시 30분 현재 24시간 전보다 0.50% 하락한 51,803달러에 거래되고 있습니다. 비트코인은 이날 오전 51,000달러 초반대까지 밀렸다가 오후 들어 가격을 일부 회복했는데요. 비트코인은 지난 14일 이후 일주일째 52,000달러 선에서 횡보하고 있습니다. 정리해서 말하면 더 오를 것인가 아니면 단기 조정으로 끝날 것인가의 논쟁이 비트코인 투자자들에게 이제 최대 관심사이라는 건데요. 여기에 대해 마이클 세일러가 확실한 답을 해주었는데 지금 바로 들어보겠습니다.
All right, folks, don't look now, but Bitcoin is on fire. And this time it's with far less fanfare, right? Now, part of the reason I think maybe the boom bust cycle, the history of of this cryptocurrency. But take a look at this. At the top of that screen, since 2011, the orange is Bitcoin. It has been the best performing asset 10 times. And on the bottom of the chart, it's been the worst performer 3 times. All in all, though, I think it's got a hell of a track record. Now, folks are really piling in. Those Bitcoin spot ETFs, they started really strong. They kind of fell apart for a moment. Now they're picking up big-time momentum. This, again, after stumbling out the gate. And I suspect that this bandwagon is going to really start to fill up quickly as Bitcoin breaks through some pivotal resistance. You're going to get a whole lot of folks who don't know anything about cryptocurrency but want a piece of the action. Someone who knows everything about it, MicroStrategy's Executive Chairman, Michael Saylor. You know, Michael, I listened to a podcast that you're on recently. I know you do a lot of them, and which I think is great because you're reaching out to people, real folks out there. But there's something you said in this that really stuck out to me, and I want you to listen to it, but I want the audience to hear it as well. Let's play it.
Robert asked me on his show, what is money? I had never questioned what is money. And then we explored it together for many, many hours. and when I finished that exploration, my conclusion was money is economic energy.
Economic energy, what does that mean?
Yeah, it is the question of our time, Charles, and it's a question that I went most of my adult life without understanding. But economic energy is capital. Economic energy is wealth. And so if you think about the wealth in the world, there's maybe $900 trillion of it right now, and it's tied up in real estate, in stocks, in bonds, in currencies, collectibles, et cetera. The challenge is that that capital is analog capital from the 20th century, and Bitcoin represents the digital transformation of capital. And your chart you just showed with those ETFs shows that every day in the last 5 days, $481 million is flowing out of the analog world into the digital world. And what's going to drive Bitcoin is, in essence, the conversion of analog capital to digital capital. The killer use case is capital preservation and capital appreciation. And, the name of the show is making money. That's what everybody wants to do, and money is capital.
In this same podcast, you talked about Rockefeller and I guess the baron, some of the so-called robber barons in general, who in modern times get a bad, it's a bad thing to be a robber baron, right? But we know they help to change the course of humanity for net for the positive. But just the implications of what can be done once you convert. This conversion you're talking about, going from the analog wealth, converting it into digital wealth, how much more it could be a positive for humanity overall?
Civilizations, they rise or fall based upon the creation and channeling of energy. And we think of power as energy delivered in a certain period of time with a focus. So it's all about firepower, naval power, air power, nuclear power. Rockefeller gave us liquid energy in the form of oil. Bitcoin is digital property. It's conveyed by digital power. Those Bitcoin miners are digital power providers, and it's the most powerful computer network in the world. So we see this as profound because there's hundreds of trillions of dollars of wealth in the analog world, and there's no doubt it's decaying. Bonds are losing value because of inflation. Real estate's losing value due to just physical decay. Stocks lose value because of competition and product cycles and acts of God. And so the people of the world, they're looking for a new idea, and Bitcoin is this idea of put your money in cyberspace where it's not going to be affected by weather and war and supply chains and all of the things that have plagued us in the 20th century.
마이클 세일러는 비트코인의 혁신성, 디지털 특성, 그리고 세계적인 인기를 언급하며 비트코인은 어떠한 악재에도 버틸 수 있는 디지털 화폐임을 다시 한번 강조했습니다. 그리고 채굴자로부터 나오는 공급보다 ETF의 비트코인에 대한 수요가 10배 많았다고 말했는데요. 확실히 ETF 효과와 더불어 반감기에 대한 기대감 때문에 비트코인은 더 오를 것이라 예측이 더 큽니다. 그래서 구독자분들을 위해 제가 책을 준비했는데요. 실제로 이 책은 현재 인터넷에서 판매되고 있는 책이며 무려 3만 원대에 판매가 되고 있습니다. 제가 여러분께 이 책을 무료로 나눠드리는 이유는요. 이 책을 통해서 많은 구독자분들에게 조금이나마 투자에 도움이 되셨으면 하는 마음에 준비했고 제가 직접 구매를 했기 때문에 전액 무료로 우리 구독자 한 분 한 분께 나눠드리면서 채널을 키우기 위해서 투자를 하는 것입니다. 010-5886-4840으로 구독이라고 문자를 보내주시면 한 분 한 분 빠짐없이 모든 분께 책을 무료로 제공해드리겠습니다. 내가 의지만 있다면 암호화폐 투자 전문가의 전략과 노하우를 무료로 배워볼 수 있는 좋은 기회이니 이 혜택을 모든 분이 누리시고 앞으로도 제 채널을 많이 사랑해 주셨으면 좋겠습니다. 010-5886-4840으로 구독이라고 문자를 보내주시고 무려 정가 3만 원이 넘는 이 책을 무료로 받아가셔서 구독자분들이 투자하는 데 큰 도움이 되셨으면 좋겠습니다. 지금까지 시청해 주셔서 감사합니다. 구독과 좋아요, 알람 설정 부탁드립니다.